I want to talk about what you do when you go through a slow period, and when times are kind of tougher in sales and just business overall. It's not something that like everyone deals with, especially when you're just starting out with business. Like you've got no momentum, you've got nothing to really be slow from, right? There's been no pace, but if you are going through any kind of job where it's like commission based or you're kind of paid based off performance, the number one thing that kind of the team does here in the office and just overall in sales is just reflect and look at your missed opportunities where you could have closed deals, where you could have done better, and to really take the time where maybe you don't have calls, maybe you don't have a ton of busyness, and you look back at just what you've been doing so far and you find areas and room for improvement, right? Because sometimes when it gets so busy, it gets crazy, you start to get into a routine that's kind of like over and over and over, and you're doing your thing, you're closing deals, but you're not actually improving that much, and you're not taking valuable time that you don't quite have to reflect and get better. So if you guys ever go through this kind of like sales rut, for example, like right now what I'm going through, it's not exactly a crazy rut, but it's definitely a slowdown. Right, when you're going through that slowdown, don't let that be a deal breaker. Don't make that mean that you're not going to make money. Everything is shit. You're not going to do anything. Right, take the time to look at your old calls. Take a second to look at your systems and what you've done with the business, and improve. Right, and find a way to, make a clear system on how to do better. Right, find the things where you've been lacking and maybe you've not been performing the way you wanted to so far, right? Because there's always room for improvement. Even if it's a slow period, you can blame everything outside yourself, right? But look at what you can control. It's you, your calls, your mindset, all this stuff. Some of the best things, I think, two things that you can focus on when it comes to these slow periods. It's mindset, right? It is really the opportunity to go ahead and do better and to think positively and optimistically, even though you're not making great money or money at all. And number two is skill. It's literally just what you're doing. It's how you show up to calls. It's what you say. It's what questions you ask. It's the pace. It's all of this stuff. Um, I know, the beautiful thing about being a part of an agency, having mentors, having guys around you is you learn this from a very, very early point in your career. Like one of the very first things that I took time to do when I first started, when things were very slow, my first 5 months I was making very little money in sales, is I would do so much reflection. I'd be listening to my calls, I'd be watching coaching calls, I would be just internalizing and digesting information to make me a better salesperson. And part of me is really thankful that I went through that slow period because it allowed me to get so many reps out the way, right? To go through so much volume, to truly take that opportunity and get better, right? And not to sulk and be upset, but to say, hey, right, now is a great time to reflect, to make sure that my mindset is in check, and to work on maybe some of the weaknesses that I have in my skill set. That's one of the best things I think you guys can do. So if you're going through like a slow period right now, don't be upset about it, right? It's okay. It happens. It's completely normal, right? Take the time to work on your mindset, the beliefs that you have, right? Some of the habits that maybe you kind of have that you can get rid of that maybe aren't serving you, and those that you can add that will serve you, as well as the skill, right? Listen to your calls, look at your business, what systems do you have, what can you cut, right? What can you trim, what fat can go, and what can you really do better so that next time it gets busy, right, and you're back to closing deals, you're back to, getting clients and all this stuff, you've now made an improvement. You're not coming back as the exact same person, which may seem fine if you're already making 5, 10, 15,000 a month, right? But if you can come back from 10,000 bucks a month, right, and you've improved in your skill and mindset to start earning 12,000 a month at the exact same scale, right, you've now gone ahead and made the most of a slow period. That means nothing was truly lost. End of the day, things were gained, even though it wasn't instant, right? And that's the one last thing I think is detaching from instant gratification, detaching from, immediate results, because within business, within sales, within just about anything that's worthwhile in life, right? Results come weeks, months, sometimes years later, right? Even me, the position I'm in right now in my life is a result of the beliefs and the things I read and did 2 years ago, 1 year ago, right? So to know that right now you're making the very most of these slow periods means that in 1 year and 2 years and 3 years, etc., right, you're going to be so much further along, right? So definitely don't look at the slow period or whatever it is that you're dealing with, this rut, as a bad thing. See it as an opportunity to grow, work on your mindset, work on your skills, and you're going to come back so much stronger, and you'll be actually happy that it happened. Guys, I know this was pretty general feedback. It wasn't super tactical, but I can always talk to you more about tactics and sales and whatnot. Just reach out to me in the DMs on Instagram and TikTok, right? All the links I want you guys to maybe check out if you want to at least are down below in the description. Otherwise, leave a comment if you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.